Welcome back to Conversations Over Coffee. In this episode, I have the honor of speaking with Dr. Neil Gokal, skilled family physician, medical director of clinical education at Optum Health, and as you'll come to know, much more. Here at Practicing Excellence, we have the privilege of knowing Dr. Gokal as one of our valued faculty members for the Ambulatory Patient Experience Program, as well as our Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Program. Now, I thought it would only be fitting if I talked to Dr. Gokal and got to know him a little bit better as we prepare to release new content for Ambulatory Care Team. But that's enough from me. Let's get to know Dr. Gokal today. All right, Dr. Gokal, at Conversations Over Coffee, we always like to start with some fun questions. Since you have a very rich background in history, we thought it'd be best for your first question to be, if you had to choose one or two songs to be the soundtrack of your life, which songs would you choose?
I like that question. That's a tough one, but that is fun for sure. I think the first thing that would probably come to my mind is Whitney Houston's I Want to Dance with Somebody. The energy, the fun, I've thought about so many times now that I say that I've danced with patients in the exam room or after a surgery or in the middle of a village in South Honduras. I think that would have to embody definitely my life.
That's such a great answer. I love that. Oh my gosh. So while I was doing some research into you, I noticed you have a bunch of articles highlighting your kindness. I guess this kind of goes with you dancing with your patients, your expertise, and your connection with patients. Looking back, what was your driving influence that brought you into medicine? Was there like a specific moment that you were like, yeah, this is what wants me to be a doctor? Or was there like another path you took?
There was definitely a pivotal moment when I knew that's what I wanted to do as a physician. And it was a very defining moment for my family. My sister has had a lot of health issues as she was growing up, many surgeries, 18 surgeries, in fact, on her spine by the time she was 12. And my parents came to this country seeking a different life from where they were in South Africa, where my parents and my sisters were born and raised. And so being in a different country, a different language, an entirely different culture was difficult. And then you throw the medical system on top of that. And so in and out of doctors' offices and hospitals constantly, but one incredibly special orthopedic surgeon who took the time to connect with my family. He built trust, a great rapport with them, guided them through a really successful surgery, but more than that, a successful display of the medical system. He really helped them understand and feel that they had a place. And in fact, as I'm chatting with you, I look up at the photo of him and my sister that I have on my desk, because that was the moment I recognized that's what I want to do. I want to make that connection with people and be able to do that with another person. And that really has been my driving force for a long time.
Wow, that's an amazing story. Yeah, I mean, we always love those kind of interactions with doctors that make you feel like you're known and that they're here to help you. In recent years, you've made a transition into teaching and mentoring, not only as a faculty member here at Practicing Excellence, but also in your work at Valley Health System's residency program as an associate program director. What inspired this movement into more of an educational role?
It really is a gift to be able to combine two of my passions. I always have had a desire to be in education, and I did student teaching as part of my education in my college years in Southern California, and really enjoyed that part of it. You know, there's something that education brings to each day, and aside from all the challenges it brings, it also brings a lot of invigorating energy. You're surrounded by people who want to learn, who have ambition, who are excited, and that makes the day exciting for me. So I was very fortunate when I was able to combine my love and passion for medicine with teaching as I've come into the role that I currently am and have been in for several years now, in really being able to combine that passion and energy in medicine and the delivery of healthcare, which is so important when it comes down to being a doctor, things that you don't always think about or you don't always get taught about or really learn until you're thrown into the thick of it. And it's important to have the opportunity to talk about certain circumstances, sometimes great, sometimes really hard, but processing that, you know, at our best, I always say we are still only human, and sometimes we get pushed to forgetting that, and it's very important that we don't, and we have those connections to be able to create a strong foundation and find those successes every day. So it has really been a gift to be able to practice medicine in the realm of education as well.
Now, looking back on all that you accomplished, do you think there was a goal in mind when you started out? I mean, like you said, you were kind of into education during your schooling. It's kind of gone with you as you've gone on, but if not, how do you come to accomplish so much? And what advice do you have for someone just starting out in medicine, looking to make a difference?
I wish I could say I had this goal and trajectory in mind, but I absolutely did not. And I don't think that I could. Looking back all the way, I remember back as a resident many years ago, my program director and friend and mentor asking me, where do I see myself? What do I see myself doing? What do I see myself making? And I remember my answers back then, and they were very different from what they are now. It's a different world out there when you're in training. And in fact, one of my biggest things in being in medical education is not just training from the aspect of knowing what we're able to do, but knowing the practicality of that. How does that mix with the world outside these doors? Because that's what we're going to face when we're out there. And I want all of my residents and learners to be best equipped to tackle that head on. So my best advice would be to always have an open mind, to always focus on making good connections and good relationships, because they will continue to build a stronger future for each individual as well as everybody that you come into contact with.
Thank you so much for that. I think we'll be coming back to you because you have so much insight, but for this first episode, I wanted to say thank you.
It was my pleasure. Thanks so much for the invitation.